Hello, and in today's video we're talking about a question we've received from an IT leader, which is, how do I attract more females into my technical team? Now, there's probably a couple of assumptions we should make. The team right now is predominantly, if not all, male.
Yeah.
And we've certainly had experience of this, and I've certainly seen many organisations where they have this challenge. You've got a team predominantly, often as well, of white males in technology. So if you want to do something about that, because you understand that there's huge value in diversity, in diverse thinking, in terms of seeing opportunities or coming up with ideas that you wouldn't do otherwise, what do we do? And how do we advise, how would we help this person hire differently or develop their team?
So we know it is possible. I think the thing to consider is that mandating a number and trying to achieve, a 50% uplift in 3 months is unlikely to be possible. But you can start somewhere, and it's fantastic that they do want to start somewhere and creating a much more diverse workforce. So starting somewhere and understanding, I guess, have a look at your environment and have a look at your job description. So the tactical things that you can look at, why you might not be attracting a more diverse talent pool. So a lot of people cite location, a lot of people cite that, it's just a shortage occupation, the skills aren't there, there's always lots of excuses. I think the point is you can start somewhere. So I think we've talked about this before, but if you're looking at your job ads and your job descriptions, there's a site called Gender Decoder, which is fantastic, and that gives you a quick view on the type of language that you're using. So it could be much more masculine, for example, which you won't be aware of, but actually instinctively, if women are reading it, it could be putting them off. It would just turn them off. The other thing is, if you have these lengthy job ads, with lots of bullet points, there are proven studies to show that a man will go, yes, I will apply for the job even if I only got 5 out of 10 of those skills. They're going to apply for it anyway. Whereas a female will go, I don't meet all of that criteria. So having those almost like neutral job ads without being so prescriptive is really important. And if we think of history, so women on maternity leave, women returners, gaps in CVs, want to change careers, not having the right language will certainly, be a negative towards your roles.
Yeah, I want 10 years experience of this.
Yes.
Oh, that doesn't really
really
help. Just kind of pick up on that one point, because I will share some resources in this video anyway that will help you much more than a short conversation will. But just that point about returners, there's this I meet commonly. There's still an expectation that when you look at a CV, you're expecting someone to have done the role that you're looking for yesterday, or are rather doing that role right now, and that they've got some experience to bear. Now, I suppose that makes some sense. You wouldn't want to hire a surgeon that hasn't had recent surgical experience and is practiced and so on. We exist in an industry where the pace of change is so great that the team that you've got right now are going to be unrecognisable next year. Probably within the next 3 months, they're going to be using technologies that haven't been there before. So why is that a restriction? Or rather, if it is a restriction, challenge it. Someone, if we come back to the point of the question about a female, let's say, someone who's just been on maternity for a while, out of work, and is looking to get back into work, they're likely to have amazing skill, aptitude that you could use tomorrow and immediately. They just might not have that last 6 months worth of immediate skill.
No, I think the point is where you talked about, someone in the medical profession, they will no doubtly, to retain their qualification, they will have done CPD and various other things. They have to, yeah. And the same is in a tech organisation. So when you're speaking to someone, ask them what they do to keep their knowledge up. So quite often, people will be reading blogs, going to networking meetings, going to meetups, going to specialist groups. And there are so many of those, and that's a great thing to do because they will keep their knowledge up to date, and they'll probably be practicing it, in between times. So you can ask those questions and understand what people are doing if they have had that break, short or long.
Exactly. So the main resource that we would point you to is something we've been part of for a little while, which is the Tech Talent Charter. It's a free organisation to join, and we encourage you to take a look and get your organisation registered too, to continue to support the work that they do. There are two things to draw you to. One is the research that they do, which can really help with any business cases or otherwise that you might need to make within your own organisation for change. The second is the library of knowledge that they have freely available. So that's strategies, interventions, things that you can do to increase diversity full stop in your work, or within your workplace, whether that's returners or gender, whatever that thing might be. And that's a freely available resource with links out to many other resources that will help guide you with some answers, because there's so much stuff out there. It really does need some curation, and that's very much what TTC do. So we'll link that.
Brilliant. Well, we hope that helps and gives you some inspiration to get started and create a much more diverse workforce for your organisation. If you have any tips you'd like to share or any comments, please do let us know. If you have a question for us you'd like us to discuss, please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.